Hello again, grade 9 students, and welcome to week 4 of our online class. Okay, so before we start our topic for the week, I want you to observe the picture. Okay, so the picture is about the transformation of a butterfly. Okay, so a butterfly can be a larva after being an egg, and then from a larva, it will be a pupa, and then afterwards, after how many days, it will turn out to be an adult butterfly. Okay, so in mathematics, like in science or in the transformation of a butterfly, there are equations that can be transformed as a quadratic equations. Okay, so that's gonna be our topic for the week. So our topic for the week is all about solving equations transformable to quadratic equations. Okay, so for the learning objective, so at the end of the lesson, you must solve equations transformable to quadratic equations, including the rational algebraic equations. Okay, so for example, number 1, I have here 5 over x plus 3 plus 2x over x minus 3 equals 36 over x squared minus 9. Okay, so as you can see on the given example, on the first look, it doesn't look like quadratic equation, but after simplifying the equation, we can convert it to a quadratic equation. Okay, so let's start converting. So the first thing to do is to multiply the equation by the least common denominator or the LCD. So the least common denominator for example number 1 is x raised to 2 minus 9. Okay, and then next thing to do is to simplify. Okay, so as you all know, x squared minus 9 is an example of a sum and difference. Okay, so it is an example of sum and difference when it comes to special product. So we can write this as x plus 3 multiplied by x minus 3. So that is the sum and difference. Okay, so therefore, if this is x plus 3 times x minus 3, we can cancel out x plus 3. So therefore, we can have x minus 3 as the remaining value for x squared minus 9. And then plus 2x. So 2x. And then we can cancel out x minus 3 with the use of this. And then the remaining will be x plus 3. And then for the right side of the equation, since we have x squared minus 9 on the denominator, so we just need to cancel it out. So canceling it out, we will have just 36. So we have a one-liner equation. Now, next thing to do is to simplify it again further. So it will be 5 times x, which is 5x. 5 times negative 3, it will be negative 15, plus 2x times x, it will be 2x squared. And then 2x times 3, it will be 6x. And then equals 36. And the next thing to do is to combine like terms or just simplify again. So combining like terms and then arranging it from the highest exponent to the lowest exponent, we will have 2x raised to 2 plus 5x plus 6x, it will be plus 11x. And then negative 15 plus negative 36, after transposing 36 to the left side of the equation, we will have negative 36. So we will have negative 15 plus negative 36, it will be negative 51. Okay, so as you can see, we already have a quadratic equation. So from this, we can transform this one to a one-liner quadratic equation. Okay, next thing to do is to get the values of the roots or the values of the x. So we can use factoring method, or if you want, you can use quadratic formula. So it will depend on you. Okay, so we have the factors. So the factors of the c or negative 51 will be negative 3 times 17 because it's negative, therefore we need to get different signs as the factors of the value of the c. We will have negative 17 times 3. Next, negative 1 times 51, and then the last one is negative 51 times 1. And then again, we just need to do a trial and error because we have a coefficient for the value of a. So, we will have x minus 3 times 2x plus 17 for the values of the factors. And then, getting the value of x, we will have x equals 3 and then the other one is x equals negative 17 over 2. Okay, so that will be the values of the roots. So from this equation, we can convert it or we can transform it to this equation and then we can get the values of the roots. So we have x equals 3 and then the other one is x equals negative 17 over 2. Okay. Let's have another example. So we have x plus 1 over 3x plus 2 equals x minus 2 over 2x minus 3. Okay, so with this equation, it will depend on you with the way on how to solve it. We can use cross multiplication or you can use the LCD if you want. So with this example, I used LCD or the least common denominator, but you can also use cross multiplication, okay, if you want. So with the use of the LCD, I will have 3x plus 2 multiplied by 2x minus 3. Okay, so on the left side of the equation, I have here x plus 1, just write the numerator, and then 3x plus 2, so cancel out and then cancel out. So just the remaining is just 2x minus 3. So I just need to copy it. And then for the right side of the equation, copy the numerator and then I can cancel out 2x minus 3. So cancel, cancel. So I can only have 3x plus 2 as the remaining for the right side of the equation. Okay. Next thing to do is to use FOIL method or simplify. So upon using FOIL method, so x times 2x, it will be 2x squared, x times negative 3, negative 3x, 1 times 2x, it will be 2x, and then 1 times negative 3, the answer will be negative 3. And then for the right side of the equation, again, we just need to use the FOIL method or first, outer, inner, and then the last term. So x times 3x, 3x squared, x times 2, it will be 2x, negative 2 times 3x, so negative 6x, and then negative 4 times 2, the answer is negative 4. Okay, and then again, we just need to combine like terms or simplify. And after combining like terms, so the answer will be x squared minus 3x minus 1 equals 0. So this will be the quadratic equation from this rational equations. Okay, let's have the values of the roots. So with the use of with this given, I cannot use factoring method as well as the square root property. So I just need to pick from completing the square and with the use of quadratic formula. So I'm gonna use quadratic formula. So I just need to get the values of a, b, and c. And then I can already use the formula for the quadratic, which is x equals negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay, next thing to do is to substitute the values of a, b, and c. So it will be negative times negative 3 because it's the value of b. And then the square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 times negative 1 and then all over 2 times 1. Okay, and then after simplifying, I will have 3 plus minus the square root of 13 over 2. Okay, and then since we do not have exact value for the square root of 13, so I just need to put 13 here or the square root of 13. And then we cannot have another factors that will give us a perfect square number and then the other one is not perfect square. So I just need to put square root of 13. So that will be the final answer. Let's have another example. So solve for the roots, nature, and sum and then the product of the roots of 1 over x plus x minus 1 minus 2x over x plus 1 and then 2 over x plus 1. So with this given equation, I cannot use the cross multiplication because I have two terms on the left side of the equation. So I'm gonna use the LCD. So I just need to multiply it by x plus 1 and then x minus 1 because Those are the terms on the denominator of the given equation. So after multiplying, I will have x plus 1 because it will just, I will have 1 times x plus 1 or just simply x plus 1, and then for this one, 2x, just copy the numerator and then cancel. So I will have x minus 1 as the remaining. And then for the right side of the equation, copy the numerator, so just 2. And then I have x plus 1 here, cancel, and then cancel x plus 1 here. And then I just have x minus 1. Okay, and the next thing to do is to simplify. So after simplifying, I will have x plus 1 minus 2x squared, because 2x times x, it will be 2x squared, and then negative 2x times negative 1, it will be positive 2x, equals 2 times x, 2x, and then 2 times negative 1, it will be negative 2. So, combining like terms, or just arranging it from the highest exponent to the lowest exponent, I will have negative 2x squared plus 3x plus 1 equals 2x minus 2. And then transpose everything on the left side of the equation and then combine like terms. So I will have negative 2x squared plus x plus 3 equals 0. And then I can multiply it by negative 1 or divide it by negative 1 if you want to cancel the negative on the first term of the given equation. So after multiplying, I am going to have 2x squared minus x minus 3 equals 0. So I already have the quadratic equation from this given rational equation. So let's compute for the values of the roots. So I can use factoring method. So I will have x plus 1 and then multiplied by 2x minus 3 equals 0. And then get the values of the x. So I will have x equals negative 1 and then the other one will be x equals 3 over 2. So that will be the values of the roots. Next one. For the value of the discriminant, so I'm going to use the formula which is b squared minus 4ac. So it will be negative 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 3, which is 1 plus 24. And then, since we already have the value for the discriminant, which is 25, and it is positive, therefore, we will have 2 real as the nature of the roots. And last one, for the sum and the product. So, I just need to use the formula. For the sum, it will be negative b over a. So, I'm going to use negative times negative 1 over 2. So, the value of the sum is 1/2. And then for the product, it will be c over a, or the value of the c is negative 3 over a, which is 2. So, the value of the product is negative 3 over 2. Okay, so that will be the answers for the given example. So, for your seat work, kindly convert the rational equation to quadratic equation and solve for the roots. So I have here 200 over x minus 10 equals 200 over x plus 1. Okay, so that's all for this video, grade 9, and see you on the next video about solving word problems involving quadratic equations.